there, it's Susan again, and I thought I'd talk to you today about how I knew that weight loss surgery, the RNY, was right for me. Okay, so the yo-yo dieting started when I was 10. I still remember my grandmother putting me on a diet. I was a bit chubby, I think. I don't remember. And she put me on a diet of boiled eggs, boiled rice with no salt or anything in it, and applesauce. And I had to eat that 3 times a day. I don't even remember if I lost weight on it. Guess not. Anyway, when I was 13, I joined Weight Watchers. I think I joined Weight Watchers in my lifetime maybe more than 20 times. It does work. It's just, I don't work. And then in high school, I think I weighed about 122 pounds, and I thought I had a problem. So I continued on my different diets, losing, gaining. Around 18, I was getting married. When I was 18 and a half, I got married, and I worked downtown. So I wanted to be slimmer. So I joined a place called Weight Loss Clinic, and I started at 163. I remember every number, and I lost a good amount of weight, and I went down to 117. And you know, it's funny, I thought I was okay, but I still had the odd friend that I worked with say to me, oh, you look good, you could still lose a little bit more. And I thought, oh my goodness, people are really, me included, are really like so into weight. It's such a sickness. Why can't we accept ourselves the way we are? Society won't let us. Nowadays it's getting better where, you know, there's a lot of ads and commercials on be you and accept yourself. And it's really hard to accept yourself when the world doesn't, because everybody wants to be the best they can be. And also, it's not just about looks, it's about health. And I was always healthy, I was fine, and then I started getting a bit of a high blood pressure, and that scared me, because even with medication, I had a very low dose, but it wasn't going anywhere. It was staying where it was. So that frightened me, and anyway, I'll tell you that story in a minute. So let me think. Okay, so I lost a lot of weight that time, and then babies came into my life. I wanted babies. So I can remember after my first baby, I weighed about 135 pounds and had another baby, gained more weight. You know, that's just what happens to some people. You stay at home, you raise your kids, you sort of lead a boring life, and just being a mother, I guess. I'm not saying that being a mother is boring, but when you're at home and you're taking care of children and you have no other life, you will look for food to make you feel better or make you excited. And I mean, I can still remember when I was a youngster that food was really important to me. I always wanted to eat more. My mother was always like, we're European background, so, you know, she made a lot of good foods, a lot of bakery goods, baked goods, and a lot of parties, and I looked forward to that. That's what I lived for. And I'll never forget my aunt making a rum ball cake. Wow, that was good. It was the best decadent cake I've ever had. It was 3 tiers high, and all around it were little tiny rum balls. And I've tried to duplicate that recipe. It doesn't work for me. I don't have the proper recipe. But anyway, I don't need it now, right? I shouldn't be eating that. So, okay, where was I now? I'm going all over the place again. Okay, after babies, I saw myself in a video sitting down with my kids, and I was like in a skirt and a top, and I just saw that video, and it frightened me, and I looked like I was wearing a muumuu, and that did it. It scared me, and I went to a place called Nutrisystem that we had in town, and it was good. I lost 80 pounds. I like the food, but then I never went all the way, because what happens is when you lose weight and you feel better, you decide to go on trips, and you go, well, anybody can go on trips, but I went on a cruise. Well, that was the start of all evil. Of course, cruises have rows and rows of food, buffets, eating all day. And here I was, had just lost 80 pounds and trying to be good, drinking water and eating just a little bit of everything, but it started. So when I got back, I couldn't get into my routine. I'd start up again with Nutrisystem, but I failed because I wasn't in the mode. It's really hard to get in that mode to want to do it for long term. And I feel for myself that when I started a really good weight loss program and I lost weight and then I gave up, I could never get back on track again. I tried to do the same program like weight loss clinic or what is it called, Nutrisystem. And it's almost like it didn't work the second time around. The first time always works because you're really keen. So yeah, trips and the cruises, that did me in. So let me think. So then after that, I went to a place called Tops here in town, and it was a nice supportive weight loss group. I went with a few friends, and then I was watching Oprah, and I saw her doing a special plan with her cooks and her exercise team, and I followed it. I bought the book and the journal, and I followed it to the T, and I loved it. I lost 60 pounds. Then again, I went on another trip. I think I better stay home. So yeah, I didn't gain it. It took me a lot of years to gain it back. Like, I don't gain really, really fast. I can really maintain for quite a long period of time. So, okay, let me think about all the diets that I've been on. So after that, I went to Jenny Craig. I went to Bernstein a few times. Then I heard about RNY through friends, through videos, and I thought, oh my gosh, how could anybody do that to themselves? It really grossed me out. And as time went on and I, heard more stories, I decided, well, actually I had a friend that had RNY and she was successful. And then I told another friend that I was thinking about it, and she went ahead and did it, and she was successful. And it was so funny because here I told her to have it and I still was chicken to have it done. So I waited and I watched her success, and she was really good to, give me the confidence to do it with her stories. And I read more, went to many groups, I went to so many groups. They're probably all sick of me, thinking, when are you going to do it? So anyway, then it took me about 5 years to decide, and then I decided to do it. Of course, I chickened out the first time. The second time I had a problem with the surgeon changing the date, so I knew I could still do it. So I went back to him, and he said, I'll put you on the list again. You got to go through the steps of your testing and your blood work and blah blah blah, and 3 strikes you're out. So I knew I had to commit, not just for him, but for me. And don't go into this lightly thinking, oh, it's another diet, I can do it. And, you need to do your research and think about the aftermath. I know I thought a lot about what could happen, what's my life going to be like, am I going to eat again? Am I going to be able to have a glass of wine? Am I going to be able to have ice cream? Because I like ice cream. Well, the funny thing is now I don't really like it anymore, which is a good thing. Once in a while I'll get a craving for it. So all in all, I think I wasted 50 years of my life yo-yo dieting. I know that's life. A lot of you go through that. I was told never give up, keep trying. I was so sick of trying before the RNY because I got older and I was close to 60 and I was so good on my plans, but they weren't working anymore. I don't know if it was my body, what was going on. So I did the RNY, and I'm glad I did it. I wish I'd never wasted so many years thinking about it. And I mean, a year is long enough to really do your research, okay? Not 5 years. So now the benefits are great. Not only your health, which is the most important. I mean, I'm not saying all thin people are healthy, but when you're overweight for so long, I mean, there's so many problems that can arise, like high blood pressure. Diabetes is the #1 thing that a lot of older people get if they're thin or heavy. So you want to fight against those diseases as soon as you can. So now I would say that another benefit is having more confidence. I had confidence before, but there's a little bit more that comes with the weight loss, because you don't have to worry anymore about when you wake up, what diet am I gonna go on today? Is it gonna work? Will I be able to do it? What clothes am I gonna wear? What am I gonna wear today? The same old pair of black pants and a black top? I still wear black because I love it. Anyway, so yeah. Also, where to buy your clothes. That was always a big deal. When I was heavier, I used to go to the larger plus stores, and they have a lot of nice clothing in those stores. They're very expensive, mind you. Plus, a lot of them, I'm short. I'm only 5'2". So a lot of those clothes were too big. They were too wide, too boxy, and too long. And it wasn't my favorite. So I started looking around at Marshall's, Winners. We have a Winners here in Canada, which is like TJ Maxx in the States. And I would find like extra large, and it was stretchy, so they'd fit. I would also go to Old Navy, because Old Navy has a bigger size. Like, their sizes are big sizes. Well, I don't know, big sizes, but they fit better. So I would be able to fit into a 16. Of course, then I went to an 18, and I go, that's it. That's it. I'm going to do the surgery. But yeah, so that was a bit of a problem. And even if it fits you, I didn't always feel comfortable, because I always chose the nicest things I could find, but I still knew that there wasn't the body I wanted underneath those clothes. So I realized that when you have RNY or any kind of weight loss surgery, there is a big chance of you gaining it back if you're not careful. What I wanted was to finally lose all the weight without suffering as much as I had been. And then getting to that point, and I thought to myself, I know I can keep it off. We all say that when we're on a diet and we lose weight. We know we can keep it off, but things happen. Life happens. You go on another trip. But the good thing about the RNY is well, I'm only at the beginning stages. I'm only 9 months into it, so I don't have the appetite still, and I don't care about food like I did. So it's easy now, but after a couple of years, I hear it gets harder, because you go into your old ways, your old habits, and you start liking the good things. And even though you still have a small tummy or a small stomach, there's something that happens, I guess, with the types of food that you're eating, that you can gain weight back, all of it. I've heard of some people gaining all their weight back and more. I just don't know how. But hopefully that doesn't happen to me. I know that I probably will gain a couple of pounds back after a couple of years, because your body wants to sort of go back to its set point, right? So I just wanted to get to that point where I lost the weight. I haven't lost all of it. I'm still about 15 pounds away. But I mean, it's only 9 months into it, so I'm sure I'll lose it by the summer. And I wanted to get to that goal that I've never reached for a long time, so that I'd have the energy and the mindset to keep it off. For instance, to exercise, to eat smaller portions, to eat slow. I was a gobbler. I ate so fast, it would be gone in a second. And the way I used to eat was really bad. I would eat nothing in the day. I would eat very minimal. Lunch, I might have a sandwich, but I like coffee, so I'd have a coffee, and that would make me happy, and I wouldn't have to eat. And then I'd be crazy hungry around 10 o'clock at night, and I'd come home and I'd figure out what to eat really quick, usually pasta, and go to bed. So worst thing you could do is eat so late at night. I know my mistakes, but I still do them, believe it or not. I still sometimes get up and I don't have the appetite, so I have to force myself to eat something. And then I'm pretty good at eating lunch and then dinner. But one thing that I'm really bad at still is drinking the water. Because at the beginning you can't drink a lot of water. You have to sip it very slowly. And I'm so impatient. I don't have the time to sit and sip my water all day long. So I forget it. I forget it at home. So I know what to do. Put a bottle of water in the car. I don't like water, so I do flavor it with different flavors, but of course they're bad for you too, because there's aspartame in them. So, and I'm not one for water. I gag. In the summer when it's hot, I can drink water. Now another thing is when you eat salty foods, of course you're thirsty, you can drink water. I don't eat a lot of food. I don't eat a lot of salty foods, so I'm never thirsty. And if you are thirsty, then that's a problem, because then you're dehydrated. You're going to the point where you're going to get dehydrated. So yeah, so cross your fingers that it works for me, and anybody that's thinking about doing it, do your research and go to support groups. And I know there are some complications that can happen, and so far so good. I haven't had them, but a lot of people that have had complications that I've spoken to, they don't regret it. They would do it in a heartbeat, even if they've had like surgeries and different things they've had to go through. So like I said, cross your fingers, and I hope I helped a lot of you out there make up your mind. And it's a personal decision, and good luck. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.